Good morning. Welcome to your Thursday morning, early morning intuitive guidance. I don't know about you, but it certainly feels like this week is going very quickly. I'm Dr. Bonnie Nussbaum, America's kick-ass coach and psychologist. Here with some words of wisdom for today. And I like how today's words dovetail with yesterday's words. So today we have a card that comes from the Allowing Prayers deck by Siobhan Nash. And it's 57 invitations to spark a conversation with your soul. I love that. I love all the subtitles on a lot of these cards. They're really cool. So let's just take a minute. And today I'd like us to practice our whole brain posture. So for those of you who are unfamiliar with the whole brain posture, basically what it is a physical maneuver that gets your brain firing on both sides. And when we're first awakening, sometimes we need to give it a little kick in the butt. Good morning, Deb. Glad you are here. Welcome, welcome. So, whole brain posture. You can use this for many things. Today we're going to use it to create peace, but other things that you can do is if you're stuck on something and it's ruminating. You know, the proverbial song stuck in your head. Good morning, Lisa. Glad you are here. This is a way to get, it's kind of like flicking the needle on the phonograph. Now, those of a certain age, good morning, Pat. Welcome, welcome. Those of a certain age understand that analogy. The younger people, they're like, phonograph, what the hell's that? Never mind. The gist is this is going to get you unstuck. Okay, so we're going to do the whole brain posture before we read the card. So I want you to cross your ankles, one over the other. Trust your gut that you're going to pick the direction that's right for you. As we proceed, if something feels like it ought to shift to the other direction, just change it. Go ahead and change it. That's fine. Good morning, Mel. Glad you are here. We are doing the whole brain posture. So I want you to cross one ankle over the other. Put your arms out in front of you like a zombie. Cross at the wrists. Turn your palms down and interlace your fingers. Okay? Then you have a choice. You can either bring them up to your chest or you can just rest them in your lap, whatever's more comfortable. So I'm going to do that part again just in case you didn't quite catch it. Arms out like a zombie, cross at the wrist, turn your palms down so they meet. You can bring them up to your chest or in your lap, whatever feels more comfortable. Good morning, Cheryl. We're doing the whole brain posture for a minute just to get our brains firing on both sides. So now we're just going to sit like this for a minute. When you are stuck on something, you can just close your eyes and breathe. And what you're looking for is some kind of an internal shift. And sometimes those shifts are rather subtle. Sometimes they're pretty strong, but it could be a change in your breathing. So if you're anxious and you're breathing quickly, you may find you go, you may find that your stomach unknots. You may find your shoulders drop, but some kind of a sensation that lets you know something has shifted. So this is a process that you can use anytime, anywhere. Say you're sitting in a meeting and it's getting pretty stressful and you're wondering how you're not going to tear your hair out and run screaming into the night. You can sit like this with your arms just down in your lap. No one's going to notice, but it helps your brain fire on both sides, bring more brain power to whatever is there, and help you move through feeling stuck or an uncomfortable emotion, all right? So that's the whole brain posture. So then you can uncross your feet and put them flat and tent your fingertips. So let me explain that part. It's like your brain, here's your brain sitting in your head, two hemispheres, is your biocomputer. And when we're in the first part of the whole brain posture, that's telling that computer to edit a program, that stuck program. I'm not good enough, this will never work out, life sucks, whatever it is, okay? Tells it to edit that program. When we do this, that's the message to your biocomputer to save the new program. All right? So you just hold this and for a couple of seconds, minutes, whatever it feels like you need till you get a sense of, okay, that feels complete, and then you're done. And then you're done. So today's card is Allowing Prayers by Siobhan Nash. And we have Allow Peace. That's a good one for today, right? And that does kind of trailer onto what we've had the last couple of days. I think it fits really well. So, nice deep breath. Let it go. And I want you to just answer this question. Allow the answer to come to you. You don't have to search for it. You don't have to create it. Allow your own personal answer to come to you to this question. Where are you sacrificing your internal peace by maintaining the illusion of external harmony? Where are you sacrificing your internal peace by maintaining the illusion of external harmony? And I'm going to share a little story with you about that because I think stories always help. So when I was at the Intentional Communities Co-Housing Conference this past weekend, there was an older gentleman there who is from a community in Portland, Oregon. So when I go out there, I'm hoping maybe April now. We'll see how things unfold. But April is actually co-housing. There's a co-housing day, and so a lot of the communities will do tours and stuff like that. So I'm thinking that might not be a bad time to go out there. But he said that many of the people in his co-housing community are women of a certain age. And he was lamenting that women of a certain age oftentimes have been taught to go along to get along. I don't mind, we can go eat wherever. I don't mind which movie we're gonna go see. It's up to you. What do you And we defer. Good morning, Carolyn. Glad you are here. Our card is allow peace. So I want you to check in with yourself. Again, I'm going to ask the question again. And I want you to, for some of us, this comes so naturally that we don't even realize we're doing it. All right? Where are you sacrificing your internal peace by maintaining the illusion of external harmony? Pretty powerful question, isn't it? And don't be surprised if when you allow your answer to come to you, that your conditioned self takes off running. So for example, let's say you say, well, I act like it's okay that my roommate's dog pees in the house. And okay, no big deal, whatever, I'll just clean it up. But underneath, I'm not happy about this. But I don't want to rock the boat. I don't want to stir things up, so I just kind of ignore it and deal with it. But you're not really ignoring with it. It's chewing at you, isn't it? All right? So then what happens is when we constrain, and don't talk about, wait a minute, I have a problem with this. What happens is that last straw, that one that breaks the camel's back, happens. And we blow up about it. I'm so damn sick of this dog peeing all over the place. Blah, blah, blah. You get the drift. Good morning, Mary. Glad you are here. Welcome. So what we want to do with that, and I have a saying to go along with this, especially for women of a certain age, and that saying is, err on the side of feeling petty. Err on the side of feeling petty. So I want you speaking up earlier, sooner, way more than later, okay? If you wait until later, that's when you're going to get into the semi-hostile kinds of conversations, oh yeah, here we go again, I get to clean up the pee, that kind of stuff. That kind of stuff won't happen when you address things earlier. Hey, listen, we got a little bit of a problem here. Your dog's peeing in the house. What can we do about that? And you come at it from the perspective of, there's an answer, there's a simple answer. We are a team and we're going to work together on this answer. And it's very simple to end up like this. And I like using this. I didn't with my sister yesterday or the day before, but I could have, and it would have been helpful. We got into a little bit of a something about something, and to say, okay, let's not do this, let's do this. How can we align side by side and solve this problem? What can we do? Got an eyelash in my eye, sorry. So I want you to, again, it's been vastly overstated, the dangers of women speaking up on the front end. We need to take the risk. We need to speak up. I'd really like to go to this movie, but if you'd like to go to that one, let's talk about what some options are. Could be we go to movies 2 nights in a row. Could be we do back-to-back movies. Could be we see yours today and mine next week. But some kind of negotiation that allows both of you to feel like you're wants and needs are being honored and heard. That's another huge piece of this peacemaking thing, is we must, and I don't use that word often, get better at listening. Listening to hear rather than listening to respond. There's a big difference, okay? Good morning, Beth. Glad you are here. Welcome. Our card for today is allowing peace, and I'm running off a little bit in a direction in terms of that first question, which I'll pose again, but yes, Carolyn says it took years for her to learn to speak up. Yes. And what I'd like to suggest is turn it into an experiment. If you think hellfire and brimstone is going to happen because you begin speaking up, I want you to actually test that hypothesis. So what that's going to require is you speaking up here and there, and I vote document it. I'm going to speak to my brother about whatever. I spoke to my brother and here's what happened, and write it down, okay? Because our brain, again, that conditioned part of us, wants to make it a catastrophe if we start changing, if we start owning our individual power. And I want to talk about power a little bit. I know I'm diverting from peace, but I think power is one of those relevant things with regard to peace. We all often have the view of power over. How do we use our power to move ourselves ahead and leave others behind? Power over is not the only kind of power there is. There's power with. How do we come together? At the community thing I went to, how do we bring our individual power together and exponentially increase the power that we have to operate with? It's kind of the same thing as election stuff. Women are a huge voting population. When we choose to come together and put our voice out there, we are a force to be reckoned with, okay? Same for people of color, same, all kinds of things. People who are differently abled. When we put our voice to the voting booth, a whole lot can happen. A whole lot can change. So, going back to our first question on allowing peace. Where are you sacrificing your internal peace by maintaining the illusion of external harmony? Good morning, Kelly. Welcome. The illusion of external harmony. I love the way that's written, because there really isn't harmony there. It's just you caving in. It's just you acquiescing. Okay, you want to go to that movie, we'll go to that movie. And then the whole time you're sitting there going, damn, I really wanted to see that other movie. Speak up. I'd really like to see this. Oh, you'd really like to see that? Well, what can we do about this? We have options. All right? Second question is, now that you're thoroughly steeped in the, oh crap, I really am in internal turmoil about this stuff I haven't spoken up about. It was the illusion of external harmony. Here's the second question. How could acknowledging this discord help you bring greater peace and harmony to your life? How could acknowledging this discord, I want to go to this movie, you want to go to that movie, I'm using a simple example, but help you bring greater peace and harmony to your life? First thing I'm going to suggest is, oftentimes, I'm going to say 85% of the time, it doesn't unfold the way we think it's going to unfold anyway. Well, I'm going to tell him I want to go to this movie, and he's going to flip out, and it's going to be an unpleasant altercation, blah, blah, blah. 85% of the time, it doesn't go that way. Oh, he heard me. It went okay. Or he didn't really hear me, but I felt so damn good speaking up. Whatever. Because then you can also make other choices. The greater peace and harmony may be, I spoke up. Yay me. Yeah, he didn't quite hear me, but I spoke up. Keep working on it. It's like learning to whistle, learning to ride a bike, learning to drive a car, learning to tie your shoes. It takes practice. And notice when you're trying to fall back into the old behavior. Well, that one's not really that big a deal. I don't care. I'd like you practicing on the ones that are not a big deal. because it makes it a whole lot easier then to practice on the ones that are a big deal. Okay? I'm not happy about your kid moving in with us. That doesn't work for me. Big stuff. All right? So, where are you sacrificing your internal peace by maintaining the illusion of external harmony? And how could acknowledging this discord help bring you greater peace and harmony to your life? Again, one of the things that I often say in my family, because we have what I call Nussbaum communication, which means no communication. We'll be trying to do something and I'll be saying to whoever it is, I need to know what you're thinking here because I can't assist you if I don't know what you're thinking. Well, we're going to do this, and it's not really clear. We're going to move it. Okay, how are we going to move it? I need to know how you're going to move this so I can be of help to you. I can't help when I don't know what you're trying to do. We had one the other day where it wasn't clear what the expectation was. The grill was outside and the charcoal was in it. It was 11:45. Didn't know where they were. They had a thought. So my sister very kindly stopped and picked up egg rolls on the way home for lunch. I had already started the fire. So we ended up with way more food at lunch than we needed, but whatever. But it's that communication piece. How can we put this out on the table and talk about it? And know that there are a lot of people who are like, we don't have to hash all this stuff out. Let's just let it play out. Sometimes that might work. Sometimes it doesn't. And if it not working is going to be a stressor to you, it's in your highest and best good to speak up. And sometimes I can say it in the way of, yes, that go along to get along, deeply ingrained. Absolutely, absolutely. We no longer need to go along to get along. We need to speak up to get along. If I'm not talking about where I'm at, what I'm feeling, what's bothering me, etc., it's going to be hard for us to get along because there's going to be this undercurrent of anger, upset, whatever, that isn't getting resolved. So when you're talking to someone who's still caught in the let's just go along to get along, or let's pretend this isn't happening, or why can't you just do it the way I want to do it, it can help sometimes to say, look. I like the word look because it cues the person. Something important's coming here. Look. It helps me to help you if I know where you're coming from, if I know what you're thinking. Can you just give me the Reader's Digest condensed version, the thumbnail sketch of where you're at on this thing so that I can let you know where I'm at and we can figure out where we're going from here. End of speech. See what you get. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. The more you practice it, the more people begin to expect that from you and the more they can begin to accommodate it. Sometimes albeit reluctantly. Okay? Speak up. Speak up. All right? Take some time. Write out how you want to say it. I've had those very difficult, uncomfortable conversations with people where I've shown up with a piece of paper and read it. Or I've sent it to them ahead of time and said, I want to give you a little time to think about this, and then when I show up tonight, let's have a conversation. Okay? You know your peeps. You know what is most likely to be helpful. Try a few things. Some of them will fall flat on their face. So be it. Hopefully the other person is healthy enough to be able to say, she's trying. She's trying. Yeah, that one didn't go so well, but she's trying. And they kind of give you the benefit of the doubt. They receive you with grace. If they don't, ask for that. I can see you're getting upset about what I just said. Can we work on receiving this with grace? I obviously don't want to hurt your feelings. I'm trying not to go back to my old pattern of going along to get along because that doesn't work for either one of us. Let's see what we can do here to kind of deal with the emotions that are here. I'm sorry you're upset. Let's see what we can do with it. Speak your truth. Speak your truth. That's all you can do. Because I am going to suggest to you that in order for us to allow peace and create peace within us, within our relationships, and within our world, much more has to be spoken. As kindly and lovingly as we can, but it needs to be spoken. All right? Have an awesome day. We'll see you again tomorrow. Remember, you're capable of far more than you think you are, including speaking your truth. Bye-bye.